Two giant properties, both owned by Disney, both manufactured by Hasbro. But which one gives the fans more of what they want? Black Series targets detail over articulation, where Marvel Legends does the opposite. Goes for articulation more so than detail. So I got a few similar price pointed items. So let's do a compare. I'm going to start off with the 3-pack because I have the most to say about that. So you know what? I'm going to start off by I'm going to give a point to both. So I'm going to start off with saying a pro for Black Series, which is maybe not a pro, but it is more accessible to get your favorite characters from Star Wars Black Series than it is in Marvel Legends. Like, I mean, you can buy almost every major character available now, most of them on sale. Where, you know, you want to, for example, this Wolverine, until he gets re-released in June, good luck finding him. And this is the only Jim Lee Tiger Stripe Wolverine that is available from Marvel Legends. And like on the secondary market, it's like $150 US sometimes. Like 200 plus Canada. Like, it's insane. And it's not even an old figure, it's 2 years old. But you know, you want a Luke Skywalker? There's tons of them. And you can get them on sale, 50% off. Like, that one came with Grogu, and it cost me $26.99. So that's my point to Star Wars. Is it's pretty much always accessible to buy your favorite characters, where Marvel Legends, not so much. Oh, and my point to them is it's a miracle that these are standing here. Like, destroyed. I don't know how I managed to get them in that, because I'm always using one of these peg stands for like half those figures. Like, it took me probably 20 minutes to get all those standing there. This I threw together in like 3. Like, it's, yeah, sure, Phoenix is in her stand, but she stands fine. She's probably the best articulated figure among all those. But yeah, so we'll get into the 3-pack. We'll start with the Black Series. So I purchased this 3-pack at the start of the year, and I'm only impressed with Darth Maul. These figures are shite. They are not good. This 3-pack was not worth what the money I spent on it. The only redeeming factor are these, the cloth goods. Only redeeming factor, and the Darth Maul. The Darth Maul is like a nice figure. But the Darth Maul was released 3 times that year. Released in this 3-pack, released on his speeder, the exact same figure with the cloak and everything, then released without the cloak as a single release. So, I mean, they made their money off of that. So they couldn't have upgraded either Qui-Gon or Obi-Wan. Oh yeah, we got new photo reels. But like, I shouldn't be buying a 3-pack for 100 Canadian with pins. That's not a thing. That should be happening in 2025 or 2024. I can't remember if this came at the end of last year or the start of this year. But yeah, this, other than the cloth goods, there's no redeeming factor to this. Like, I moved him and he doesn't even want to stand very well. Like, that's what I mean about, all right, he's there, he's holding that pose now. But yeah, like, they don't have double jointed anything, or they do have double jointed legs, I think. Yeah, they got double jointed legs, but no double jointed arms. Sure, you know, that's a little harder because they have to sculpt the detail of the cloaks, but that's it. It's like, is that detail, is that little detail there, was that worth, that detail that no one's going to see from a distance, was that worth losing articulation? Not really. Or like, nothing in the ab crunch, is that worth losing articulation for a detail that his hands are probably going to be in front of? You're not going to notice that cut. Yeah, I don't know. It's mind blowing to me. But let's we'll look at the Marvel Legend one, because it's can't necessarily be the best. This is another thing, accessory wise. We'll talk about the accessories. Like, the cloth goods, fantastic. Like I said, I will defend that to the end. But, and you know, there's not too much more you can give with them. This lightsaber blade color, don't like. Could have been a brighter green, more like the Luke one. But Darth Maul is a character that shows expression. Why did he only come with one head sculpt? Why didn't he come with a grinning or like a Sith anger head sculpt? Like, show us those yellow fearsome teeth Like, why isn't he? Why? Why not? No reason not to, other than to not make it worth the value. So yeah, we'll talk about the Marvel Legend ones. So let's look at the accessories that came with this 3-pack. And I'm not too sure about how much reuse is here. I think the Psylocke is a complete reuse from the one from the Amazon exclusive 3-pack that has Nimrod and Phantom X. So like, sure, but this is an older 3-pack than this by a couple years, and you got no pins and no pins. And this is a reused figure, from my understanding, and it got no pins. You know, yeah, it doesn't quite have that mid articulation that we would like, but at that time, neither did a lot of the female figures in the Marvel Legends line. But you know, she comes with a sword, custom to a lightsaber, 2 other psi effect parts, and she comes with 2 alternate hands. So I think, you know, she has her holding hand, her fist, and her karate chop. So at, you know, what essentially would be the same price point, you know, this is cheaper. I paid a lot less for this one, but we're not going to talk about sales. We're going to talk about MSRP. You know, yeah, some of these figures go on dirt cheap, but this Banshee, from my understanding, was a brand new figure. Like, everything was, I mean, I guess the body mold is probably used from somebody else, but like 2 decent head sculpts. So he's essentially the Darth Maul of this set. But at the same, like, around $100 price point, can you tell me you're getting the same thing? Not really. Like, no pins on any of these characters. And you know, he comes with Banshee doesn't come with as many accessories. So like, yeah, but he's, again, like I said, he's the figure nobody had, and now we're getting a proper colored one. But yeah, Gambit has the satchel. He has the 2 card effect parts, his staff, an alternate hand to hold the card. And that's another thing, is like, they could have came with alternate hands to display using the Force, like anything. They could have packaged such little things into this to make it feel more worth it, especially since they put in 2 old figures. I don't know. I just don't know. So yeah, I think, gotta say, the clear winner to the comparison of the 3-pack is definitely Marvel Legends here. And it's just, it's sad, kind of, because like, I love Star Wars. I think these figures look great, but if you're not going to put them in cool poses on your shelf, like, statues aren't cool. I don't buy a statue. I bought an action figure for a reason. All right, we'll compare the deluxes. So this is the closest price point to a deluxe I could get, and that's I'm calling it a deluxe because nobody actually believes it's a 2-pack, but the Grogu Luke from Book of Boba Fett. And I was quite happy with both of these purchases. I was actually kind of happier with this purchase than I was expecting. But the Phoenix is actually, I think, $5 more than this. And the Phoenix comes, it's a really nice figure. It's a fantastic figure. But the cost is all in this. It's all, and this is a great centerpiece. But the cost is this huge chunk of plastic. And for some people, that might not be worth it. And I get that. Like, you're getting one figure and you're getting a cool base. You know, there's a lot of people probably like, well, you know what? I would love to buy this figure for $34.99. And they didn't have that option. A lot of people probably didn't buy this, but I think you get your value in this box. This wasn't sought after because it's a weird collection. It's a diorama piece. Like, you get the backpack for Grogu to go in, and you can just essentially build a bunch of the scenes from that episode with just the stuff that's in this. But this, you get your value in this box. And this set goes on sale quite frequently, where the Phoenix gets like maybe 10% off. But this thing's like 50% off all the time. And I think it was just a miss on Hasbro's part, because it's just not something that people ask for. But I think it gives you your value. Because of how I feel that it was a missed opportunity for advertisement wise, versus where this discussion is, are you getting your bang for your buck? And in this scenario, I think you absolutely did get your bang for your buck. Where with the Phoenix, it's debatable, because like this thing right here, I love it. This is why I bought this, but it doesn't necessarily, it's not a thing for everybody. So yeah, I'm gonna say they did a pretty good job on that one, Black Series. Although I wish they did a pretty good job on the Space Cop, to be honest. I thought it was going to look more so like that CG look. But when I got it, I was quite impressed. So originally, I was just going to compare Ahsoka and Jean Grey. But we'll throw Psylocke in there too, because in the interest of fairness. Because there's two different types of Star Wars female bodies, I suppose. But these figures came out the same year. And yeah, you had to buy it with the deluxe base. But if I had the Warbird figure, which is a very similar body, might even be the exact same body, then I would be using it, but I don't have it, so we're using Jean Grey. But yeah, there's no, like, she can do pretty well everything. Ahsoka, for a character that is supposed to be in the air doing flips and stuff, they did not give her much in the way of articulation. And a mid-articulation anyways. You can get a bit. You can get more out of her than a lot of other figures. But, you know, you want her doing that stuff in the air, and comparatively, she's not. She's not. I mean, I guess she's got a little more than Psylocke, or maybe about the same as Psylocke. So I guess we'll give her there. But I still think actually could be doing a lot more better on this. Like, again, pins. All these figures, almost all these figures have pins, which is like, and again, I bought most of these releases were in the last couple of years. That's what we got Wolverine here for. Do the male figure comparison. And I will use the creme of the crop to compare. And that'll be my Darth Maul, because I literally think he's the best Black Series figure I own. Maybe Cody. Cody might be alright. That Phase 2 Clone Trooper's pretty good too. But like, even him, he's got no mid-articulation at all. He got a lot in the head and stuff. Like, it's just, yeah, he's got the detail. He's got really nice detail. He pops, but you know what? His detail ain't too bad. Like, he's got that sculpting in the arm for the arm hair. It could be painted, granted. But I mean, hey, if I wanted to be unfair here, I would have pulled out Astonishing Wolverine, because it's probably the best action figure I have in my whole collection, and is way better than anything I've seen Star Wars that have been released from Star Wars Black Series. So I thought it wasn't fair to bring him out, because you know he is the creme of the creme. That figure broke the mold. Here's the X-Men 97 Wolverine face, and it's super nice. And like, it's like you're not missing any detail, I feel. Like, this character is a great representation of Wolverine, that style of Wolverine. And you have, you know, this ball, this is my complaint here, the waist joint. You know, he doesn't, it's a little awkward, that disc, but that's it. That's my complaint. Like, look at those butterflies. Like, look how great that is. And you know what? Yeah, he's got butterflies. I just dropped them, but they're not going back like that. Like, he is not getting that same motion. Oops, move my camera. Like, he does not, and he has hindered from the shoulder pads and still gets more out of it, especially coming forward. Like, maybe not. Forward might be fine. I think Maul does a good job going forward, actually. Yeah, I don't know. The detail argument, it's not really worth it when like all these figures have decent detail. All right, so I guess what's left is the army builder. This is probably the most questionable comparison because this is actually quite a bit more expensive. So, but that being said, I think it's about $10 more, maybe $15 more. But that being said, they're what, good inch taller than the other ones. Like if these were the exact same price, it would be a no-brainer which one would be better. So like I have pros and cons about this because like those could have been two different color sentinels, and I feel like that would have been the ideal way to do it. But some people want to army build the same thing. Much like how I like that this was, I have mixed feelings about how this was two different figures. I would personally kind of liked two different droids, a pack of two different droids, or a pack of two different clones, versus a clone and a droid. But at the same time, it gets you two new figures. So that's really a perspective thing, and I kind of have mixed feelings on both. But I looked it up. It's $10 price difference. You get more than $10 worth of more plastic with these, no question. Like you get the clone has two guns. You have a little attachment on here. This guy's basically half a figure. Like let's be honest here, he's not a full figure. Like he's tiny. He's a little dude. So like to charge $70 for a figure and a half with bare bones accessories, come on. Where again, this is $10 more, and you do get I think you get bare bones accessories with this too. Well, no, not exactly, because you get the big boulder. Aside from the big boulder, the blast effects and the hands is the bare minimum they could have gave with these sentinels. They could have gave us a damaged head. That would have been really cool. But like I said, I think the plastic's there because it's a very, very safe because they obviously made their money off of it. But yeah, so I think all in all, I'm fairly confident that Marvel Legends is doing a better job of keeping their fans happy than Star Wars Black Series. And back to my first positive point, which is kind of technically a negative. The reason why they're so accessible is because is nobody buying them? Is that why I regret buying this figure at full price because I keep seeing it 30% off? Is that why I was able to buy this at $52 instead of the $70? Or why I was able to get this for $26.99 instead of $49.99? Yeah, I don't know. Like it's a blessing and a curse, I guess. Maybe I just need to stop buying Black Series at full price, and then I'll love them. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's something I missed. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing, and these things are actually gold. These figures are amazing, and I'm just not seeing it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, feel free to let me know in the comments. Have a great day.